Welcome to another STRIVECast.
Season 4, episode 24.
Woo!
Yay!
Right. Here we go. Season 4, episode 24. Guys, what are we going to do today?
Oh, what game are we playing for Susie's Cues?
Good question.
What's it about?
There's no way I can see that. I'm too old.
Zero's Brothers.
Joro? Jor?
Joro spiders?
Brothers.
Awesome.
Have you looked at up?
Right in my wheelhouse there.
Love spiders.
What, no?
Have you looked that up before to know what is JR spiders?
I have not.
No, I said to Susie.
I think Susie and her mom team up to do the
Oh,
behind the scenes of the Susie Q's. That's how she doesn't know the answers, so she can play.
oh,
Yes, I do.
All right. And who's our guest today?
Peter Goranites.
That's right. So that'll be exciting. Someone that Jeff knows well. Jeff, we got any big questions today?
Yes.
All right. Can't wait for that segment. One of my faves. And then Noel, we'll probably do some pop culture with you as well, right?
Yep, a lot of good, fun stuff.
How did you do last week? You were on assignment at a ski.
Oh, that was snowshoeing.
Oh, snowshoeing. How did you do?
1 second place and 1 4th place.
Nice. Way to represent the team. Anything else, guys, before we get started? All right. Then, Jeff, you want to take us to break?
Yes, Pete. We'll be right back.
Will you rather live in the White House or in a castle?
Oh. Would you prefer to live in the White House or a castle?
White House, they have dine-in service.
There you go.
Maybe someone could start off by asking our guest what they do.
Yeah. And how about welcome to the STRIVECast?
Welcome back to STRIVECast, and I'm a producer, and I'm Susie.
That's right. Yeah. And Noel, would you like to introduce our guest?
Yeah, my name is Noah Thompson.
Yeah. How about you introduce our guest?
Oh,
Okay.
Peter Goranites.
That's right. Okay. Jeff, would you like to add to that?
What?
Would you like to introduce your dad?
Yes. Actually, I would. It is my dad.
All right.
And this is my son.
Here.
Glad you both agree on that one.
Finally.
All right.
Okay. Why don't I start by just describing what I do?
Yeah. Be great.
If that would be helpful.
That'd be great.
My name is Peter Goranites, and I live in Cumberland here, and I've been a judge in the Main District Court since 1988. In order to be a judge, you need to have a college degree, a law degree, and you need to have passed the bar exam. And then you get sworn in, and you can be sworn in to several different types of courts. I happen to be a member of the Maine State court system. I'm also, as a lawyer, I'm a member of the Federal District Court and also of the United States Supreme Court. The governor nominated me in 1988 to become a judge. Before that, I worked in the Attorney General's office in the criminal division for 3 years, and I worked as a private attorney for 12 years. And so I have been sitting as a district court judge in Portland all the way up until 2017, when I retired from being a full-time judge, and the governor appointed me to become what's called an active retired judge, which means I don't go into court every day, but if they need me and I'm available, I can go into any court and sit and cover to do various things. Let's see. I've probably handled 200,000 people in my career.
Wow.
I've tens of thousands of all types of cases: criminal, civil, family, juvenile, traffic, you name it, I've usually done it. And I think it's an honor to sit in this job. It's not a job, it's a position that you sit in for a while and then you leave. And it's an honor to be in it. And what typically happens in a day for me, for example, is I'll go into the courthouse and they'll have a bunch of types of cases, usually in groups, the same type of case, many cases that are the same. And I'll sit there and I'll listen to them and usually make decisions, try to help people solve problems, and only decide cases if you absolutely have to. Let's see. What else do you need to know?
Do any of you have questions about what it's like to be a judge?
Sure, I can do that. And people do dress underneath their robes, by the way.
That was one of mine right off the bat.
Probably too much information. Sure, I'll take any questions.
Hey,
at
Noel,
all.
what do you got for a question? You started to say.
I said, what kind of cases do you do?
What kind of cases? I think all types, right?
I handle cases. Let's start with the obvious one, criminal cases. And the criminal cases have various steps in them. The arraignment when people first come in, and then pre-trial stuff before the trial, and then there's plea negotiations to try to solve the case beforehand, and then finally trials. That process is pretty similar in civil cases too. It's a little bit different, but then there are family cases, divorce cases, child protective cases, juvenile cases, traffic cases, protection from abuse cases, protection from harassment cases, all land disputes. So I've pretty much done it all.
Oh.
Not all, but quite a few.
Susie, do you have any questions?
You. Well, how you get involved with the judge?
Yeah, how'd you get involved with that? How did you decide to go from being an attorney to a judge?
That's a great question. A judge is a different type of job than being a lawyer. A lawyer involves usually having your own office, running your own business, having partners. People come into you, they tell you their problems, you take those problems on as cases, and then you try to solve them. So being a lawyer involves both running a business and helping people solve problems. Being a judge is a little bit different because we don't have to worry about getting clients in and getting paid. We're paid for by the state, and we pretty much know the types of problems that are coming in every day, the types of problems, not individual cases. And so for me, it was a good time for a change from running my own business to not having to worry about running my business, but still being involved with the law, and it gave me a little bit more time with my family.
Good question, Susie. Jeff, you probably know all the answers already, but do you have any questions?
I do know my dad, and I know he did a very good job in his job.
Thank you, Jeff.
Oh, Noel, go ahead.
Do you ever want to follow in his footsteps, Jeff, when you get a lot older?
Good one, Noel.
But you don't have to if you don't want to, but that's a good.
That would be like a good TV show, I think. The Judge Jeff show.
That show.
Yeah.
They would get unusual judgments, I can tell you that.
Or Jeff and Dad's show.
I got a funny case. Do you want to
Sure.
hear a funny case that I heard?
Yeah.
Okay. On this day, I was handling cases involving people violating traffic laws, driving cases. Okay. And a case came in, and there was this young man, and he was charged with speeding. And he was charged with going 55 miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone. And so he said he wanted a trial. So the district attorney calls the state police and asks some questions. He said, on this day, what would happen? And he says, well, I saw this man, he was driving an old pickup truck, and the speed limit there was 35, and I clocked him going 55. And that was the sum of what happened. And then, so I asked the young man, do you have any questions of the police officer? And he said, no. I said, okay. I said, well, this is your time, to the driver, the young man, to tell me your side of the story. And he says, well, I wasn't speeding. That's all he said. And I said, okay. And I asked the district attorney, do you have any questions? And she said, yes, I do. She said, you were driving an old pickup truck? And he said, yes. He said, well, was your speedometer working? And what did it show? He goes, it didn't show anything, it was broken. He goes, well, then how do you know you weren't speeding? Which is a dangerous question. You never ask, a good lawyer never asks a question they don't know the answer to. But this lawyer, this young district attorney, made that mistake. She should have just sat down.
Yeah. But
she says, well, how do you know you weren't speeding? And he says, well, I had my dog with me. She goes, you had your dog with you? Yeah. And how did your dog help you know that you weren't speeding? He said, well, my dog, it was a summer day and my dog had his head out the window. So, of course, the lawyer compounds the mistake. I say, okay, what does your dog's head out the window have to do with speeding? And the young man says, well, I know from experience that my dog puts his head out the window, and when I go over 45 miles an hour, the dog pulls his head in. And I know on this day, my dog had his head out the window. So anyway, I complimented the young man on having one of the most unique defenses to a speeding case that I had ever heard of. And I did give him a little credit for creativity when I issued a fine. But the story goes on because several weeks later, I'm visiting my brother who has 2 dogs. And I said, it was a warm summer day. And I said, well, can I borrow your dogs for a minute? He goes, sure. So I get the dogs, I put them in my car. I roll down the windows. And of course I start driving a little bit. and the dogs have their head out the window. 25, 30, 35. As soon as I got to 40 miles an hour, both dogs pull their head inside the car. So I said, this can't be true. So I went down the road, I tried it again, and sure enough, 45 miles an hour, these dogs pulled their heads in, and that was it. So there's an interesting lesson to be learned here. And that is, one, a judge can never go out and do their own experiments. You cannot do that. But the case was over and it made no difference. And nor did I know whether the dog really had his head in or out the window. I mean, you don't know whether the driver was telling the truth or not. But I have to tell you, it's one of the most interesting cases, because you think you've heard everything, and it reminds you haven't. There are always stories out there that make your day. So it was a wonderful day for me.
Oh, that's a good one. Ryan, do you have any questions?
So how long have you worked as a judge?
Oh God, you shouldn't ask that question. 42 years.
Wow.
And
Wow.
36 as a full-time judge.
If you're talking about traffic, I have a question for you, Peter. What do you do if someone is walking and you see a person driving through a crossing signal?
What do I do?
If you're walking outside through a walking signal, like if you press the button and it lights up and you see someone behind you driving through a crossing signal, what are you supposed to do?
I don't know. I would not do anything. I'm not a police officer, so I don't have the authority to arrest somebody. But as some of you know, Jeffrey was walking in a crosswalk many years ago, and he got severely injured because he was hit by someone who wasn't paying attention. So it's a very serious thing for a driver to go through an intersection where there's lights that are saying stop and let people walk.
Or even you have a green circle, but you're supposed to like do the yield on that turn. Some still don't do that, even where the walker gets a walk signal.
Yeah, if someone's in a crosswalk, you're supposed to stop for them.
True.
Always.
It's too bad that still happened all around. It's still wrong for any driver to hit one like that.
You've got to remember, when you're driving a car, they weigh 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000 pounds. Driving a very big piece of machinery, and a person walking is defenseless, essentially. So,
how about one more question, and then we'll do the lightning round, guys. What do you think?
I know I have a couple of Yarmouth friends who work for the Portland Police Academy. John Cuniff and another person.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure you work with the police a lot. Judge
But
Goranites.
they went to my high school in Yarmouth. I grew up.
okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we dive into the? Oh, Susie, did you have a question?
Yes. When you first got started to have a
When you started to be a judge?
yeah.
Okay. What was your first case when you started to be when you were a judge? Do you remember what your first case was?
I do, but I'm not going to repeat what it was. It was a very unpleasant, a very unpleasant case and some very bad people. So
Oh,
I don't want to leave you with nightmares.
didn't start with something easy then.
No, did not.
All right. Well, on that note, speaking of something that's not very easy, let's switch over to the lightning round. Okay.
Lightning
All right.
round, lightning round.
That's right. Time for the lightning round. So, Jeff, you usually go first. Do you have a lightning round question for your dad?
What is your favorite food?
My favorite food is usually something that someone else has made for me. I'm not a picky eater, and so if someone else has cooked or made something, I am always very appreciative of that. But if I had to pick one food, of course, it would be my wife's fudge.
Excellent. That's right up there in my top 10 list too. So,
I love judge.
Noel, lightning round question?
Okay. We already did the palace and the White House. Oh, speaking of the White House, have you ever, do you like to go out to go bowling, or do you like to bowl at the White House?
Well, I prefer bowling at the White House because they don't charge you there.
Right.
Didn't even know they have bowling.
They do. I don't know if you can, if it's a public.
No, but I didn't even know they had bowling at all there.
Hello?
Oh, Susie, go ahead. You got a lightning round question?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Do you like sharks or dolphins?
Ooh.
Dolphins. Dolphins.
Me too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jeff,
so
back to you, Jeff.
Okay. What is your favorite weather?
Good one.
My favorite weather is wind. I love wind because it messes everything up. People like to keep everything clean. They like to have their hair combed and looking nice. And wind just sort of messes things up for people just to remind them that they're not in charge of everything. And sometimes the wind cleans the leaves off my yard too. So
That's true.
Noel?
Okay. Would you rather like to play football or tennis?
I would have to say tennis.
Okay.
And the reason for that is early on in life when I was playing football, I realized how hard people can hit you. And it hurts. And it hurts. And I said to myself, I don't think I want to just voluntarily go out there and get pummeled, get beat up on a football field. So I took the non-contact tennis route.
There you go. All right. I've lost track of whose turn it is. What do you have?
Thanks.
Susie? Okay. Susie?
Football?
Oh.
Not basketball or sea dog.
Basketball or the Sea Dogs?
Ooh, tough question.
Come on, Peter, don't say that.
I like the Sea Dogs, but I have to say, I do like basketball. It's a lot quicker. It's a faster game, and it's shorter. But the thing is, the good thing about baseball, though, is you can eat more.
That's true. That's my favorite part.
Jeff, do you have one more on your list?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite pet?
I do. I like dogs. I don't have a dog. We don't have a dog because my wife and I have been working full-time, and we never could figure out how to manage having a pet in the house with us working. But dogs are my favorite pet. I love dogs, and I love other people's dogs, and I go to friends' houses, and the dogs usually jump in bed and sleep with me. So probably because I don't smell like some other dog. But dogs are my favorite. I love dogs, and they're good companions.
Yes, they are.
And typically Ryan asks the last question. It's our famous lightning round question. Do you want to do it, Ryan?
Tell us your best joke.
Oh no.
Probably a PG rated.
Oh no. That's a hard question.
Here, we will help you.
I don't have jokes. I can't tell a joke. Let's see. Why does the chicken cross the road?
No, what?
Get to the other side.
All right. Well, thank you, Judge Goranites, for being our guest today on the STRIVEcast.
Peter, I'm only judge in the courtroom. I'm Peter.
Well, you're our guest. So, all right. Jeff, you want to take us to break?
Yes, Pete. We'll be right back.
STRIVECast is brought to you by
Your ad is right here.
Your ad is right here.
What's our special?
What's here? What's one?
March Madness. How much does an ad cost here during March Madness? Anybody? Jeff, what do you think?
$600.
$600 for the whole year, I think.
Or could buy 2 seasons.
Yes.
2 seasons. You heard it here first. 2 seasons for $600.
But it's $10 an episode, and we could work with you. Instead of having Bo's Books and Burritos be a sponsor with us, you can consider being a sponsor too, and
There you
benefit
go.
your brand and benefit us.
You heard it right here first. 2 commercials per show, plus mentions on social media, and a prominent spot on our website, all for the low cost of that. Right?
Mhm.
That's right.
Okay. March Madness sweeping the nation. Jeff, do you want to take us to break?
Yes, Pete. We'll be right back.
Seriously cute. Seriously cute. Everyone looks seriously cute.
All right. Here we go.
Before we get going, should I do a score update?
Jeff would like a score update.
Yes. Go for it.
Okay, in 6th place is Jeff with 42 points. 42, write that down. In 5th place, Lucy with 47 points. In
Wow.
4th place is Noel with 58 points.
Yeah.
In 3rd place is Pete with 65 points.
Coming for you.
In 2nd place is Ryan with 71 points.
Oh,
In 1st place with 95 points. Maybe today we'll hit 100 is Alex.
go
That
Alex.
as well.
Good.
No, last week's bonus point was worth like 25 or something like that.
Oh,
None of us got it because we all got hosed.
Okay.
All right, what is the cue? What are the cues about today?
Well, girl, thank you for asking that. Terrario spiders, true and false.
Joro spiders.
No spider emojis.
An octopus.
No spiders.
There's no spiders?
Same amount of legs. That's all I got.
Do you see them?
yeah, I see them. Okay.
All right, first question.
Yep.
A the large spider, about 3 to 4 inches wide, may be coming to Maine.
So true or false, a very large spider, about 3 to 4 inches wide, may be coming to Maine. And we will start with Susie.
I think it's true.
True. And Alex.
I'm gonna go false.
And Noel.
I go with false myself too.
False myself too. Jeff.
Whitney, I'm gonna say true.
True. Ryan.
True.
And Pete.
I'm going against Alex. I'm going to go true.
All right. Well, I am sorry, Alex and Noel. The answer is true.
But the size is bigger.
Joro spiders. And even though they are from Asia, they can withstand the cold temperatures of New England.
Let's go.
The cute little baby spiders of the family of orb withers are called spiderets.
So, true or false? The cute little baby spiders of this family of orb weavers are called spiderets.
Oh,
Baby spiders are called spiderets. We will start with Pete.
I'm going to go false because there's not a cute spider.
Okay. Ian.
False.
Jeff.
I think I might go with Pete false.
False. Noel.
me too. False.
False. Okay. Alex.
Stick with false.
And Susie.
True.
True.
Oh.
Well, Susie, I'm sorry. The answer is false, but I
Darn it.
think it's because they're not cute. It's because they are called spiderlings. Spiderlings.
And they're not cute.
Darn it.
That's okay, Susie. You got the next one. Number 3.
That is number 3.
I know the numbers came out wrong on your page. Number 3. These spiderlings.
These spiders wave like a kite, like webs that float on the wind.
So true or false? The spiderlings weave kite-like webs that float on the wind. We will start with Alex.
False.
False. Susie?
False.
Noel?
False.
Ryan?
False.
Jeff?
Whitney, I think I might say false.
False. And Pete?
I'm going true. I think this is how they travel.
Oh.
Well, Pete, you would be correct. True. They can float
Wow.
long distances and may float to Maine as early as this summer.
Let's go.
That was
That's cold, Pete.
just
All right.
thinking.
4.
Pete. I said it's cold, bro. Come on.
That's cold, bro.
Hey,
How dare you get it right, Pete?
I know.
All right, number 4.
Is this a number one?
Spiders
Not yet.
are permanent. What?
Venomous. Venomous.
Venomous and can hurt you if you try to catch one.
So true or false? Joro spiders are venomous and can hurt you if you try to catch one. And we will start with Ryan.
True.
Jeff?
Whitney, I think I was true.
Noel?
Right here, true.
Pete?
I'm going false.
Oh.
Susie?
I'm good with two false also.
False. And Alex?
I'll go with false.
False. Well, those of you who guessed false, Susie, Alex, and Pete are correct. False. They are venomous. The venom is so weak it could not hurt you. Their mandibles are not even strong enough to break your skin.
Hmm.
All right. Last one.
No, this is good.
Is this worth?
Susie,
How
would you
many
like
is this
to-
worth?
Yeah. Would you like to review the point situation?
Yes, please.
So Susie,
I
if
think
you hit correct right on the money, how many points?
100.
5.
Just 5 today?
5. How are we gonna catch Alex?
50 and then
50. That now
50?
you're talking.
Oh, 50.
50 points.
See,
Is
if
it
you
between
did
1 and what? What's the range here?
I can't
Right.
tell you yet. I can't tell you yet.
Do you think 50 is appropriate?
The exact number though?
Probably not. I think that could be too many.
Okay.
10.
Oh,
How about 10?
Yeah, 10. If you get it right, you have 5.
Like the closest one. Like without going-
Closest without going over, 5 points. So 10 for exactly correct, 5 for closest without going over.
Perfect. Yes.
50
Okay.
if anybody gets it that's not Alex.
It's not Alex.
That's
Last
an unfair
one.
rule.
Okay. Can you guess how many millions of spiders there are in me right now? It's a number between 1 and 10.
How many
Oh.
millions?
Can you guess how many millions of spiders there are in Maine right now? It is between 1 and 10. And we'll start. I don't know where we're at, so we're gonna start with Susie.
Okay.
I think 6 million.
Ooh, good guess. That's what I was
6
thinking.
million. Alex,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 4 million.
4 million. Noel,
2 million.
2
Yeah.
2 million. Jeff,
I think I'm gonna go with the same question as Alex.
same answer.
4.
4.
Yeah.
All right. Ryan,
7.
7. And Pete.
I'll go 5.
Oh.
Well,
Noel's laughing at me.
you got it exactly right. And that person who got it exactly right, 10 points, is NBT.
Oh!
Nice.
Good job. That's a good comeback from when he was gone last week.
That's
Ooh.
right.
You guys don't
So-
get
Why laugh at
comeback
me?
from last week.
Was that 2 million?
2
Yep.
million.
Oh,
Huh.
good job.
Yep.
Yeah, your own good comeback of points.
Good job, Noel.
Thank
Good job,
you.
Noel.
So
All right,
let
Susie.
me do some math here.
Susie, you counting them in there right now? What are you doing in there?
Yes. In 3, 2.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Do you want to do an outro? Where are you? She's out. She's counting herself.
She's gone.
All right.
Oh,
Susie's cues is off the rails.
I'm still here.
All right. You want to do sing us out? Well, Whitney's doing some. She's got a lot of math to do today. So
Yes,
big
it
numbers in that
does.
flower notebook.
Okay. We're standing.
Oh, standing up for this one. Here we go.
Music cue. Music cue. Everyone, music cue.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, with a spin and a twist. Okay.
Outro today.
That was quite an outro.
All right,
Here we go. Here's the
I'm
math.
ready. So, and we have a tie today, so we only have 5.
Ooh.
So in 5th place is Jeff with 44 points.
What? 40 what?
44.
44.
Good job, Jeff.
In 4th place is Susie with 49 points. We have a
Yay!
for third place with 69 points each are Noel and Pete.
Coming for you.
Noel had a big day today.
I had a decent day. I got 4. That's pretty good for me.
Yeah, but he got 11.
I know. I can't keep up with that. But
In second place is Ryan with 73 points. And in first place, she
not 100.
not be beat.
Jinxed me.
Alex with 97 points.
She's
All right,
much smarter than you are, Pete.
that's
Much
all I
smarter
got.
than me. Yeah.
Who's taking
Smarter,
us to
faster,
break?
all kinds of things. Better.
We'll be right back.
Okay. Come back to grow up, girl. You're living in a pretty doll world. Living in it easy. Welcome back to Noah.
Pop culture with Noel, right?
That's right, yeah. I got some news about Friday,
I'm gonna hit the kid.
Does it have to do with?
but it's a move. Remember Steve Martin and Cheaper from the Dozen?
Yes.
But there's a brand new one streaming this Friday on Disney Plus.
Oh, the remake again. Another remake of
Cheaper by the
Cheaper, I
Dozen?
guess.
Yeah.
Who stars in this one?
I don't know because they're different people.
But that comes out this
Seems
Friday.
like the one that came out in 2003 was a remake of the 1950s series.
I think you're
Yeah.
right.
So this is a remake of it again, though. The
Sounds
one
right
that's
to me.
coming out this year.
I think I saw a commercial for this. Is the guy from Scrubs in it?
Oh,
Oh, I
Zach
think you're right,
Braff?
actually. Yeah.
That's the only person I know.
And the mom was somebody kind of famous too.
what happened?
Oh.
Susan?
That sounds good.
That's cool, Noel.
Anything else you want to tell us about Cheaper by the Dozen?
I'll warm up for the big question with Jeff, and I'll do a little research department stuff here for this.
Okay.
You're awesome, Pete.
Somehow Susie's off video.
All right, keep plugging away. Yep,
What
Zach
else do you have?
Braff is who you're thinking of, I think, Whitney. And Gabrielle Union is Zoe, whoever that is. But
Not
Yeah.
the mom.
Oh, Zoe from Elf.
nope.
Oh,
But the-
Guardians from the Galaxy lady.
I don't remember what she's been in.
No,
She's
that's a
very
different
familiar
Zoe.
face. You would recognize her.
The
Oh.
actress's name is not Zoe. That's the character's name.
Yep,
Oh,
she's been in
Bring it
She's All
on.
That and 10 Things I Hate About You. And
oh,
Bring It
yeah.
Bring It On.
Bring it on.
Yep. What
Bad
was
Boys
it?
2.
Was it Alex? Alex, or was the other one? Because the one with Casey and JoJo video, crazy.
You're the
It
pop
was-
culture guy. You tell us.
Would have been that one. Oh, okay. For the next movie will be July 22nd, 2/2, the new Minions movie.
Ooh,
I think we've
July
already
22nd.
talked about the new Minions.
He's excited about this one.
And
What?
that's it.
What's the best movie you've seen recently?
Oh, my best one forever is always Adam Sandler. He's the best. Grown Ups, but the newest movie have I seen? I don't really know. Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Okay. On a scale of 0 to grown-ups, what do you give it for a score?
A 1000.
That seems good.
Better than grown-ups.
Nothing is better than grown-ups.
What number is grown-ups at?
This is the second one.
Grown-ups 2 or Sonic the Hedgehog 2?
Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Meeting Knuckles, the newest one. Coming out soon.
Okay. So where does that fall on your all-time list?
Jim Carrey is one of my best ones too.
Okay. Which Jim Carrey movie?
Okay.
I like the one with something about the claw. Liar, liar.
Liar, liar. That's a good one.
And
Okay.
I also like the one with the story he lived in a video thing. The Truman Show
Truman Show. Yep. That's a good one too. Wow.
and the mask.
Okay. Anything new in the music world?
Yeah. And that's it.
Okay. All right. Then I guess, Jeff, you want to take us to break?
Yes, Pete. We'll be right back.
We're back. And it's time for.
My segment.
That's right. The big question with Jeff, which last week we found out, Noel, it was a small question. The
Ah,
world's smallest tuna can. What will today bring? Only Jeff knows.
Yes. My big question is, what's the biggest mayonnaise?
The biggest mayonnaise in the world?
Actually, let me rephrase that.
Okay.
A cheetah.
Biggest cheetah or the biggest mayonnaise cheetah?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think a mayonnaise cheetah is a real thing. Although I didn't know about a Jono spider either till today. So even though I crushed at it, but
mayonnaise. Is it big or little?
mayonnaise cheetah is something I've never put into my search engine.
It's not mayonnaise. It's just a cheetah.
Just a cheetah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, doesn't look like there's any sort of
No mayonnaise cheetahs.
no.
I think someone starts with a W. It's a cheetah head.
Okay, so I'm looking up the world's largest cheetah.
Yep.
Okay, please hold. All right. Based on its arm and paw bones, the stoutly built cheetah weighed about 220 pounds, or double the weight of its modern cousin. That was the oldest cheetah fossil. So that's a pretty big cheetah. The giant cheetah. It went extinct.
Wow. Wait, I think cool.
Yeah, extinct. The cheetah, the modern version, can run up to 80 miles an hour.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
very
Wow.
fast. Fastest time ever being recorded at 93 miles an hour.
Whoa.
That's
That's
all
fast.
I got for you about the world's largest Mayo cheetah. Jeff, you have any other big or small or food questions today?
Actually, it's not about food.
Okay, my mistake.
The biggest elephant.
The biggest. Is it
I'll
the
consult
biggest?
with the research department here. Anybody else know this?
Is it? Yeah, it's the biggest elephant, not the fattest.
He's gonna say something. I
What, Susie?
think you should say something.
I think
I
you
should say what the
something.
biggest elephant is.
Yes.
I think it is.
Bigger. Whatever you're thinking, go bigger.
Is it still around or is it also extinct?
This is still around. If it helps you, it is the African bush elephant.
Oh,
If that's going to change your thoughts at all.
Changes everything.
Does it
Is it 15 feet tall?
It is 13 feet in height,
Wow.
but 24 feet in length.
Wow.
Weighs up to 11 tons. So the adult female elephant weighs 6,600, and the adult male weighs up to 13,000 pounds.
Holy mackerel.
I didn't realize there was such a big difference in the elephant world.
Yeah.
They can also live up to 70 years.
Whoa. That's big.
Females give birth to a single calf after a 22-month gestation,
Aw,
the longest gestation period among mammals.
cute.
Pretty little.
Both males and females have visible tusks.
Yeah.
Elephant's trunk has more than 40,000 muscles and tendons and can lift more than 400 pounds at once.
Wow.
Oh,
Do they know how they fight, Peter?
I do not know how they fight, and I've just given you all my knowledge on elephants. I could probably see how they fight if you want.
No.
How do elephants fight?
Please no.
Please no?
No.
Okay, then I guess we will skip this part. It's Jeff's segment, really, so we'll leave this up to Jeff if he wants to know how elephants fight.
Yes, Pete.
Okay.
Maybe
This
we
says
can-
they get together with their buddies into
Version.
the elephant equivalent of arm wrestling. They figure out dominance by fighting. This fighting can range from mild, playful pushing to raging battles to the death. There's much language and rituals involved with bulls approaching one another and indicating their intention. So there. I guess that's about it.
Yes, Pete, I think I'm done with my segment.
Okay. Well, we learned a lot about cheetahs and elephants today in the big question with Jeff. And Jeff, why don't you take us to break?
Okay, Pete, we'll be right back.
STRIVECast is brought to you by
Listeners like you.
Like Scott Roger.
Yay! Thanks for listening, Scott.
Thanks, Scott.
thanks, Scott.
All
Yes,
right.
Scott.
You could be our listener of the week too. Just tell us you're listening. Comment, share, like any of our social media posts. Tell your friends, tell them to listen, and then, or you could just leave us a review anywhere you listen to your podcasts. And you could be listener of the week and be shouted out by us right here. Right?
That's right.
Thank you. All right, Jeff, want to take us to break?
Yes, Pete, we'll be right back.
Wrap it up now.
That's right. It's time to wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Wrap it
Wrap
up.
it up.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
It's a Kentucky Fried Chicken wrap.
Ooh, shout out to KFC, former Strive Rocks sponsor. Speaking of Strive Rocks, coming up.
Coming right up, Strive Rocks is only a month and a half away.
Whoa.
May 20th.
Whoa.
Well, I guess we're more than 2 months away. May 20th to 21st this year on Zoom. And we are really excited for Strive Rocks. And all of you should register right now. We will be up all night with music and dancing and special guests and entertainment, all kinds of things. And we want you there. And since we're doing it on Zoom, you don't need to live in Maine to participate. So wherever you are listening to the STRIVEcast, you can join Strive Rocks right from there. So visit our website, striverocks.org, for all the information, including how to register.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Good plug by Whitney. All right. And Ryan, I think we're still hiring.
Strive is still hiring. And with the $500 sign-on bonus, if you love working with people, I think there'll be a position for you that you might like to work for. Check out pslstrive.org/employment for employment opportunities with us.
Awesome. Nicely said. No, well said.
Wow. Well said.
Jeff, would you like to thank our special guest today?
Yes. My dad.
Yeah. So thank you to Peter Goranites for joining us today.
We have two Peters here.
We did have two Peters today.
2 Peters in the pod.
Two Peters.
Peter on the pod.
Within the pod and on the pod.
Okay. Then I think we're all done. So we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye. See you next week.
Bye. Thanks for
Bye.
listening.